The reason most people never step into their true power is because they are trapped by invisible walls built from fear, doubt, and the voices of others. You've been told who you should be, how far you can go, what's realistic and what's not. Slowly, without even realizing it, those words sink in and shape your identity. You start believing the lie that your potential has limits. But deep down, you know those walls are not real. They are illusions created by repetition and reinforced by your willingness to accept them. The moment you decide to stop believing those lies, everything begins to change. You are not defined by your past mistakes. You are not defined by the failures that once knocked you down. You are not defined by the opinions of people who never had the courage to chase their own dreams. You are defined by the strength inside you that refuses to stay silent, the resilience that carried you through nights when you thought you couldn't go on, and the fire that still burns even when life tries to put it out. That is who you are. That is your truth. And the more you own it, the more unstoppable you become. Think about the times you felt broken, the times when everything seemed against you. Yet here you are, breathing, listening, searching for more. That alone proves your power. Life has already tested you, and still you stand. What does that mean? It means your survival is evidence of your strength, and your strength is the foundation of transformation. You are not starting from nothing. You are starting from everything you have overcome. That resilience is your weapon, and it will take you further than talent, luck, or privilege ever could. But you cannot keep carrying the old weight with you. The doubts, the comparisons, the guilt, these are chains you must break. Every time you tell yourself I'm not enough, you reinforce the prison. Every time you compare your journey to someone else's, you rob yourself of progress. Every time you let fear dictate your choices, you bury your potential a little deeper. And yet, within you, there is a voice that whispers louder each time, I am meant for more. That voice is your compass. Follow it, trust it, honor it with action. The life you dream about is not reserved for the lucky few. It is reserved for those who dare to believe in themselves when no one else does. It belongs to those who refuse to quit, who embrace the pain of growth instead of the comfort of excuses, who understand that greatness is not given, it is earned through relentless persistence. You are capable of that. In fact, you were born for it. The only thing left is for you to claim it, to stop waiting for permission and start living like you already own the future you desire. Stay focused on this truth. You are stronger than your excuses, bigger than your fears, and greater than any obstacle in your path. The power to create change is already in your hands. Every choice you make from this moment forward is a brick, building either the prison that keeps you small or the pathway that leads you to freedom. And freedom, real freedom, is waiting on the other side of courage. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is the decision to act in spite of it. Every dream that feels impossible, every goal that scares you, every step that makes your heart race, is a sign that you're moving toward growth. Fear is proof that you are on the edge of transformation. But if you let it control you, fear becomes a cage. If you confront it, fear becomes fuel. Imagine what your life would look like if you stopped running from what scares you and instead used it to drive you forward. The energy you waste on avoidance could be the same energy that builds your future. Your mind is the battlefield where victory is won or lost. Every thought you entertain is a seed. Some seeds grow into strength, discipline, and clarity. Others grow into doubt, excuses, and regret. If you are not careful, you allow weeds to choke the garden of your potential. But when you take control of your mind, when you decide to plant thoughts of power, resilience, and possibility, you begin to change the reality around you. Thoughts shape beliefs. Beliefs shape actions. Actions shape destiny. And it all begins with what you choose to focus on right now. Discipline is the bridge between who you are and who you want to become. Motivation fades, but discipline remains. When you wake up tired, when excuses feel stronger than your will, discipline is what carries you through. It is the quiet strength that says, I will show up no matter what, and every time you show up, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than the voice of doubt. Each small victory builds momentum, and momentum is what transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary results. The truth is, no one is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you the life you dream of. You must be the one to rise, to claim it, to work for it relentlessly. Waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity, or the perfect plan is nothing more than a delay of your destiny. The perfect moment does not exist. The only moment that matters is the one you're in right now. If you choose to act, this moment can be the turning point that changes everything. There will be pain, there will be setbacks. But pain is not punishment. It is preparation. Every challenge you face is carving out the strength you need for the next level of your journey. Growth demands struggle because struggle builds character. Without resistance, there is no power. Without challenge, there is no progress. If you embrace this truth, you stop fearing difficulty and start welcoming it as a sign that you are moving forward. You already have everything within you to rise above. The potential is there, the strength is there, the resilience is there. The question is not whether you are capable. The question is whether you are willing. Willing to fight when it's hard. Willing to stay consistent when no one is watching. Willing to trust yourself when doubts scream the loudest. If the answer is yes, then nothing can stop you. Not fear, not failure, not the opinions of the world. Because the moment you decide you will not quit, the battle is already won. The moment you stop negotiating with your excuses, you begin to unlock your true strength. Excuses will always present themselves as logical, reasonable, even protective. But beneath the surface, they are chains designed to keep you small. They convince you that tomorrow is better, that conditions aren't right, that you're not ready. But the truth is, readiness is not something you wait for, it is something you create. Every time you push aside an excuse and choose action, you prove that progress matters more than perfection, and that is when real transformation begins. Your energy must be guarded like treasure, because where it flows, your life follows. When you pour your focus into doubt, fear, and negativity, you give power to the very forces trying to hold you back. But when you direct that energy toward vision, effort, and growth, you set in motion a chain reaction that cannot be stopped. The human mind is wired to expand on what it concentrates on. Feed it weakness and you shrink. Feed it strength and you rise. The choice is always yours, and with each decision, you are either building a life you desire or drifting further from it. Success is not built in massive leaps. It is forged in small, consistent actions that compound over time. Too often people underestimate the power of one disciplined decision repeated day after day. One workout, 1 hour of learning, one uncomfortable conversation, one step outside the comfort zone. It doesn't look like much in the moment, but multiplied over weeks, months, and years, it becomes unstoppable momentum. This is how great lives are built, not by chance, but by deliberate choices stacked with persistence until they become destiny. You must also understand that pressure is not your enemy. Pressure is a signal that something inside you is demanding growth. Diamonds are formed under extreme pressure, muscles are strengthened by resistance, and character is forged in the fire of challenge. If life feels heavy, it is not because you are weak, it is because you are being shaped into someone stronger than you have ever been. Instead of asking, "Why me?" begin asking, "What is this preparing me for?" That simple shift in mindset changes pain into purpose and struggle into strength. There will always be voices around you that say you cannot, that it's too risky, too unrealistic, too much for someone like you. Those voices do not see what you carry inside. They don't feel the fire that burns in your chest. They don't understand the visions that play in your mind. Their limitations are not your truth. Never let the small thinking of others suffocate the vastness of your potential. You owe it to yourself to rise above their doubts and prove, first to yourself and then to the world, that you are far more than they imagined. Right now you stand at a choice. You can continue to repeat old patterns, accept old limits and remain the same. Or you can decide, with full conviction, that this is where the line is drawn. that from this moment forward every action will align with your highest vision of yourself. The power lies in your decision. And once you commit without hesitation, without turning back, you become unstoppable. Your future is not waiting for luck. It is waiting for your decision to rise. The greatest battles you will ever fight are not with the world outside, but with the voice inside that tells you to stop, to give in, to settle for less. That voice whispers when you're tired, when you've failed, when progress feels invisible. It convinces you that effort is pointless and that change is impossible. But that voice is a liar, and the longer you obey it, the stronger it becomes. The moment you decide to silence it with action, you reclaim control over your destiny. Every time you push through resistance, you weaken the grip of that inner doubt until it no longer dictates who you are. You must understand that nothing about your circumstances defines your potential. The challenges you face, the setbacks you've endured, the environment you were born into, these are not life sentences. They are conditions, and conditions can be changed. What defines you is not where you started, but the strength you summoned to rise above it. Countless people have proven that beginnings do not dictate endings, and you are no exception. The same energy you've spent surviving your past can be redirected to building your future, and the moment you choose to shift that energy, everything begins to move. There is extraordinary power in persistence. The world often celebrates talent, luck, or sudden breakthroughs, but the truth is, persistence outweighs them all. Persistence is the quiet force that refuses to stop when the results are slow. It is the discipline that continues to show up when motivation disappears. It is the courage that refuses to accept defeat as permanent. And if you commit to persistence, even in the smallest steps, you will eventually surpass those who relied only on bursts of inspiration. Persistence is proof of faith in yourself, and faith is the seed of transformation. Do not let perfectionism trap you in paralysis. Waiting for flawless conditions is another form of fear dressed as logic. Progress is messy. Growth is uncomfortable. Success is built on imperfect action, refined through failure, and strengthened through lessons. Every great achievement you admire was once rough, uncertain, and unfinished. The difference is that someone chose to start anyway. If you are willing to begin before you are ready, willing to learn while moving, willing to embrace failure as feedback, you open doors that perfectionism will forever keep closed. Your time is the most valuable currency you possess, and every day you are spending it, either investing in the life you want or wasting it on distractions that keep you stagnant. You will never get back the minutes you lose to hesitation, comparison, or excuses. But every moment you devote to action, every choice aligned with your growth, multiplies in value over time. Imagine the compound effect of consistent effort, where small daily actions accumulate into results so powerful they transform your identity. That is the reward waiting for those who respect their time and refuse to waste it. The truth is, the power you are searching for is already within you. It has always been there, hidden beneath fear, buried under doubt, silenced by outside noise. But it is alive, waiting for you to awaken it. Every step you take toward your vision feeds that power. Every choice to keep going strengthens it. And the more you lean into it, the more unstoppable you become. This is your moment to stop shrinking, to stop doubting, to stop waiting. This is your moment to rise and claim the life that has always been yours to create. You must recognize that the life you desire will not be given to you out of pity, luck, or coincidence. It will only come when you decide that nothing will stand in your way, not fear, not fatigue, not the weight of the past. The gap between where you are and where you want to be is not measured in miles but in decisions. Every choice you make either brings you closer to that vision or pulls you further away. And when you begin to act with this awareness, every moment becomes an opportunity, every day becomes a building block, and your future becomes something you shape rather than something you wait for. Too many people spend their lives trapped in hesitation, waiting for certainty before they move. But certainty is not the starting point. It is the result of action. Confidence grows only when you prove to yourself that you are capable, and proof comes through movement. The longer you delay, the louder doubt becomes. The sooner you act, the faster doubt dissolves. Action is the antidote to fear, and momentum is the cure to stagnation. The life you want will not come through thinking about it endlessly, but through daring to step into it courageously. There will be moments when progress feels invisible, when your effort seems unnoticed, and when results appear too far away. In those moments, most people quit, but those who endure discover a secret: growth is happening even when you cannot see it. The strength you are building, the discipline you are shaping, the resilience you are forming, it is all accumulating beneath the surface, preparing to erupt into visible results if you keep going. Every step matters, every repetition counts, and every moment of persistence is compounding into transformation. Stop underestimating your ability to change. The same mind that has held you back can be rewired to propel you forward. Science proves that your brain is adaptable, capable of forming new patterns, new habits, new identities. You are not fixed in who you are fluid, evolving, capable of rewriting your story at any point. The person you think you are is only a reflection of past choices, not a prediction of future potential. The moment you commit to new choices, you commit to a new version of yourself, and that version is waiting for you to step into it fully. You must also understand that greatness is not about comparison. It is not about being better than others. It is about being better than you were yesterday. The moment you stop measuring your worth against someone else's journey, you free yourself to focus on your own growth. Comparison steals your energy and blinds you to your progress. Your path is unique, your pace is unique, and your battles are unique. Honor your journey, because it is shaping you in ways that no one else will ever experience. This is your reminder that you already carry within you everything required to rise. The strength, the vision, the discipline. It is not something you need to search for externally. It is inside, waiting to be unleashed through action. Do not let another day pass being a prisoner of doubt or hesitation. You are capable of far more than you've allowed yourself to believe. This is your moment to break through the limits that have held you back and to step boldly into the life you know you were meant to live. Every day you are faced with two choices: remain the same or evolve into the person you know you can become. Remaining the same feels safe, but it quietly drains your spirit. Evolution feels uncertain, but it breathes life into your existence. Comfort will always whisper, telling you that it is easier to stay where you are, but deep down you know that comfort kills growth. Growth requires discomfort, challenge, and risk, yet it is in that very space of discomfort that you discover who you truly are. The fear you feel is not a sign to stop. It is a sign you are standing on the edge of transformation. Your mind is powerful beyond measure, but only when you learn to master it. Left unguarded, it will replay doubts, amplify insecurities, and convince you to shrink. But when you take control of your focus, when you direct your thoughts towards strength, vision, and resilience, you begin to reprogram the way you experience life. The voice in your head can either be your greatest enemy or your most powerful ally. Train it to work for you, and it becomes unstoppable. Feed it with affirmations of strength, and it begins to believe. Align it with action, and it begins to transform reality. Discipline is the purest form of self-respect. It is the act of proving to yourself every single day that your goals matter more than your impulses. It is not about perfection, but about consistency. You may stumble, you may fall, but discipline is what brings you back. It is the structure that carries you when motivation fades. And every disciplined choice reinforces a new identity, the identity of someone who doesn't quit, someone who keeps moving, someone who demands more of themselves than anyone else ever could. This identity becomes unshakable, and once it is built, nothing external can take it away. The pain of growth will always be less than the pain of regret. You can suffer the short-term discomfort of pushing beyond your limits, or you can suffer the lifelong weight of knowing you never tried. Regret does not fade. It lingers, it haunts, it eats away at your confidence. But growth, no matter how difficult, always rewards you. It strengthens your body, sharpens your mind. It shows you what you are capable of and pushes you further than you believed possible. The choice is not between pain and no pain. The choice is between the pain that builds you and the pain that breaks you. Every challenge you face is a mirror, reflecting back the truth about your resilience. Struggles are not here to destroy you, they are here to shape you. They are the chisels carving away weakness and revealing strength. Instead of asking why life is so hard, start asking what this challenge is making you into. This shift turns every obstacle into an opportunity, every failure into a lesson, and every setback into fuel. When you adopt this mindset, nothing can defeat you, because even loss becomes a stepping stone to victory. You are not here to live small. You are not here to blend in, to accept average, or to silence the fire within you. You are here to expand, to rise, to create a life that reflects the greatness you carry. Stop waiting for the perfect time. Stop holding back. Stop doubting the strength that has already carried you this far. This is the moment to commit fully, to decide once and for all that you will not stop until the life you envision becomes the life you live. There is a version of you that you have not yet met, a version so powerful, so focused, so unshakable that even your current doubts would not recognize them. That version is not found in dreams or distant visions. It is created by the choices you make today. Every moment of discipline, every act of courage, every decision to rise when it would be easier to fall, creates a piece of that person. Day by day, step by step, you are building the identity of someone who refuses to be broken by circumstances and instead uses them as fuel for transformation. You cannot afford to keep living as if time is unlimited. Each day that passes is a page in your story, and once written, it cannot be erased. The question is not whether the pages will be filled, but with what. Will they tell the story of someone who gave in to fear, who waited for permission, who never truly lived? Or will they tell the story of someone who dared, who fought, who rose above excuses and created a life of impact? The choice is yours, and the weight of that choice should ignite urgency within you. Your environment may not support you. People around you may not understand you. The world may not cheer for you, but you do not need their permission to rise. Greatness was never meant to be recognized at the beginning. It is revealed in the results that cannot be denied. Let your actions speak louder than doubts. Let your persistence silence the noise, and let your success become the proof of what is possible. You are not here to convince others, you are here to become undeniable. Understand that your mind is your most powerful tool, but it can also be your greatest enemy. Thoughts of failure, inadequacy, and fear are like shadows. They only exist when you give them light. When you focus instead on strength, vision, and possibility, the shadows fade. Your mind will believe what you repeat most often. Feed it with weakness and it will shrink. Feed it with power and it will expand. Guard your thoughts as fiercely as you would guard your dreams, because one shapes the other. Your future demands sacrifice. It demands that you let go of habits that drain you, people who discourage you, and patterns that keep you small. Letting go is not loss, it is the clearing of space for growth. Each time you release what no longer serves you, you make room for what will elevate you. And though sacrifice feels painful in the moment, the reward it creates is freedom, the freedom to live a life aligned with your highest self, unshackled by old limitations. Do not wait for motivation to arrive like a spark from outside. You are the fire. You are the source. Motivation follows action, not the other way around. When you move, when you commit, when you take the first step, energy begins to flow, and that flow sustains you far longer than fleeting inspiration ever could. This is how momentum is built, through showing up, through refusing to quit, through trusting that each step forward is proof that you are capable of more than you ever believed. This is your reminder. Nothing is stronger than a human being who decides they will not be broken. Not fear, not failure, not time. When you decide, truly decide, that you are done shrinking, the world has no choice but to make room for your rise. Every great transformation begins with an unshakable decision to rise, even when the weight of the world feels unbearable. That moment of choice, when you whisper to yourself that you will not remain the same, is more powerful than any storm life throws at you. Because in that instant, you stop waiting for external permission and instead claim your own authority. You stop looking for someone to come and save you because you realize the person you've been waiting has been with you all along. The strength you thought you lacked is not something to be found in others. It is something to be awakened within yourself. Every doubt, every fear, every excuse that has held you back begins to lose its grip the moment you choose courage over comfort. Fear thrives in hesitation, but it weakens when faced with decisive action. When you move, when you step forward despite the trembling of your hands and the racing of your heart, you send a message not just to the world but to yourself. I am more than my fear. That declaration changes the energy within you. It reshapes your identity, because the more you act with courage, the less room there is for hesitation. What once felt impossible slowly begins to look inevitable. The truth is, life will not wait for you. Time passes whether you act or remain stagnant. Opportunities dissolve if you don't grasp them. And the tragedy is not the risks you take and fail at, but the ones you never dared to take at all. Regret weighs heavier than failure, because failure teaches and strengthens, while regret poisons the spirit with questions that can never be answered. The difference between those who build extraordinary lives and those who remain stuck is not talent, luck, or circumstance. It is the refusal to let fear dictate the terms of their existence. You have within you a resilience forged by every hardship you've endured. You have survived things you once thought would break you, and here you are, still standing, still breathing, still capable of building a future brighter than your past. That resilience is your proof. It is evidence that you already have the strength to keep going, to keep rising, to keep moving forward no matter what. What you must do now is stop underestimating yourself. Stop shrinking to fit into the comfort zones of yesterday. Stop telling yourself that you are not ready, because readiness is not something you wait for. It is something you create through action. Every step you take toward growth strengthens the foundation of the person you are becoming. Each time you silence the voice of doubt and choose discipline over distraction, you are shaping a version of yourself that can no longer be shaken by small obstacles. Discipline is freedom, because it frees you from the control of impulses, weaknesses, and temporary emotions. And when you align that discipline with purpose, you become unstoppable. You no longer chase fleeting satisfaction. You pursue greatness, and greatness demands persistence, sacrifice, and an unrelenting belief in your own potential. So stand tall in your decision to rise. Do not wait for the perfect time, because there is no perfect time. Do not wait for every condition to align, because they never will. The power lies not in waiting but in moving, in daring, in committing to your vision with everything you have. And when you do, life bends in your favor. Doors open. People appear. Energy flows toward you because you have declared to the universe that you are ready. Ready to fight, ready to grow, ready to live fully awake and unapologetically alive.